Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
Sharon Stone must be made of tough stuff. The shiner she was sporting last week has vanished. The Basic Instinct star worried fans when was seen sporting a nasty black eye during her trip to Europe, in which she visited Cannes, Rome, and Turkey. Sharon, 66, shared a photo of the bruising below on July 31st. She said she fell and knocked her face on a marble floor while trying to find a lavatory in the night. But on Friday she was awarded the International Icon Award in Bodrum, Turkey, left, and not even a hint of the bruising was visible, perhaps partly down to clever use of makeup. She said of her injury, "I've been in so many hotels and so many countries. I got up in the middle of the night to pee and didn't know where I was and smacked my face on the marble. It's getting better, but it really is a good-looking shiner. You should see what I did to that marble floor." One might presume being part of the nobility comes with a plethora of perks, but not when it comes to bagging a budget holiday flight. In what some might deem a first-world problem, those with a title such as Lord, Lady or Viscount on their passport cannot take advantage of online check-ins with Ryanair and EasyJet. In contrast to national flag carrier British Airways, the no-frills airlines list only Mr., Mrs., MS, and Miss on their drop-down menus. It means that those fortunate enough to have a title which appears on their official travel document have to get to the airport far earlier than we mere mortals, as they are only able to check in for their flight in person. Once at the check-in desk, ground staff have to manually input their title onto the boarding card to ensure it matches the name in the passport. One female aristo, who wishes to remain anonymous, tells me, "If we travel with an airline such as British Airways, even if we're not traveling first or business class, it's not a problem, we can check in online with ease. But with Ryanair and EasyJet, it's a different story. It says Lord and Lady on our passports, but there is no option for that on their drop-down menu." I once spent almost an hour in front of the computer getting increasingly irate that there seemed to be nothing I could do to remedy the problem. We ended up having to go to the airport to check in, where we were informed there was no other option than to keep doing it that way. I was told if I'd put our names in as Mr. and Mrs., it wouldn't correlate with our passports, so we would have been unable to fly. She adds, "I appreciate they don't have lords and ladies flying with them daily, but one would assume amending the options on the drop-down menu to include nobility titles wouldn't be too arduous a task. And it would at least mean we wouldn't have to get to the airport hours before everyone else does. It must be the only time when I've thought having a title to be a hindrance of sorts. If the likes of British Airways can include titles in their online check-in facility, then I'm not sure why Ryanair and EasyJet are seemingly unable to follow suit. It also feels particularly painful when we're coming back from holiday because again we have to get to the airport ridiculously early, so we always have to spend the last few hours of our trip inside. It makes no sense at all. Sometimes we all have to take a budget flight because that's often the only way of reaching our desired destination, but the whole process is unnecessarily arduous as far as I'm concerned. There's nothing funny about Jack Whitehall's latest role. The comedian has been cast as a psychopath. Marlborough-educated Jack, 36, is to star with X-Files actor David Duchovny in an Amazon Prime thriller called Malice, which is described as a modern-day version of the classic Alfred Hitchcock horror movie Psycho. A source tells me, Jack plays a character exactly like motel owner Norman Bates. He's nice and charming at the start, but soon worms his way into the lives of others before a killing spree starts. This is the character Jack has been desperate to play for years. He wants to do more dark parts. She's won a US Open and last month reached the final 16 at Wimbledon. But now Emma Raducanu wants to ace real tennis. Emma, 21, is getting to grips with it at West London's Queen's Club. Fans of the medieval indoor game, played with lopsided wooden rackets, include Prince Edward, 60, who is passionate about his late-night reeler.